Shall we?
Yeah, and now to meet the man behind the eyes, behind the vault, Steve Zahn. Steve wanted to come out and hide under a sheet for the whole time. Just pull it back. But we didn't do that.
There? He'd have us pull the sheet, he'd be doing a thumbs up, and then we'd carry him back off stage.
Yeah, I want to come out with a party popper and just pop it, and then turn around and walk out. Because I know there'd be people here going like, oh, that guy?
I want you guys to know we are going to take the last 10 minutes of the session for questions from the audience, and there is a mic downstage up front, so if you want to line up in a few minutes, we're going to take as many questions as we can get to in that last 10 minutes. Steve, how was it entering this established family of Silo and being its newest family member?
It was amazing. Number one, I had a template of a first season, and then these amazing scripts with this incredible character, who is this, middle-aged 10-year-old guy who's lived alone for decades, and no interaction with anybody. But it's truly, walking into Silo was you're awestruck. I mean, most sets you walk into, they're really, they look better on TV. I can think of like the submarine in Sahara. That was an incredible set. When I Planet of the Apes, my set in the ski chalet, that was an incredible set. And then walking on to Silo. Those are the three in my career where I was like, oh wow, this is huge.
Yeah. The Silo sets require architectural modification of the studio they were built in. They're absolutely
insane. And then my set was another incredible experience walking into. It was actually kind of moving. It was so beautiful.
Well, you said that you spent a lot of the season between takes just hanging out in the space your character lived in.
Oh yeah, no, I hung there all the time. Played guitar, took naps, took power naps, acting naps. Because you gotta say the special sauce.
He was a hoot to play with.
What?
I said you were a hoot to act with. Where's Steve?
We had so much
Sleeping?
fun. Here's this huge show, and my part was with Rebecca. We were like doing a little play together. It was insanely fun, and such a rare experience in TV.
I want to say, I got to talk to some of the crew on Silo, some of the scenics and the painters and the costumers, and to the last, inventing the world was as much fun for them as you guys are all describing. And the limitations of what is a Silo world. Graham, you were saying at the very beginning of the first season, you were getting 1,000 questions a week about, is this or isn't this Silo?
Yeah, and I would refer a bunch of them back to Hugh, and sometimes he would say, I don't know, let's figure it out.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think? And well, it could be this, it could be that. But over time, and this is mostly from production design and costuming, 60 emails a day dwindled down to 3. Everyone got it. Everyone knew what was Silo and what wasn't Silo.
They learned not to ask you.
Yeah, that's true. I would get very angry. No, I wouldn't.
Rebecca, in season 2, even more than season 1, you are on screen so much of the time. I'm finding myself wondering if that's a burden or a liberation.
I don't know.
She loves it.
No.
She loves it.
No, I mean, it's the story.
Yeah.
It's not like I go in and say, well, that's not enough. I go in and say, well, that isn't enough. Yeah, I do that actually sometimes. No, but it's neither or. It's a great show. I love the character. It serves a purpose, right? Everything that we do should serve a purpose to generate the next scene or something else,
Yeah.
But you also love to work. And
I
you
love
love to work on this show. And so last year, we filmed all the Silo 18 stuff first, and then there was a big switch over to get ready for this other Silo. That happened during the strike. But for that first part, Rebecca wasn't working, but she would still show up.
Yeah.
And actually asked to be in scenes, which didn't make any sense.
Wait,
Another side, no, but just to hang out because she loves the cast and the crew, so that was pretty cool.
It's it's amazing. This is, I mean, I've done wonderful films, and I don't want to compare, but this is.
We're your favorite.
I mean, this. But it's the family. It's us. We have fun, and when you come, I know Tim when we were shooting.
Tim Robbins.
Yeah, sorry, Tim Robbins. TR, we call him.
No one ever calls him that. Mr. Robbins, sir.
Mr. Robbins, yes, sir. No, we don't. He would hang, and he was wrapped, and he would just stay for lunch because we make a good place where everyone sits together. I was going to get a table tennis or something. Like, we hang.
Air hockey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Common, I felt like my burgeoning understanding of Sim's motivations toward the end of season 1 might have meant, and I've been read into a lot of season 2, but I have no idea of your arc. And I'm curious if where you got to at the end of season 1 does Sims start to understand more about the world he's in season 2 and where he fits in?
Well, I think Sims is starting to really, in his own way, question what he's believing in and what he's fighting for. And you really don't get there like totally in the story, but for me as an actor, I was really like staying with what I believed in, but also in my mind questioning things. And the actress who plays my wife, Alexandria Browley, is a phenomenal actress, and she was bringing a lot of questions to me within the scripts, and I like that, you know, you're going through this journey and for your whole life you've been believing in something, and it's a time where those walls start to break down and you start to say, well, is this really true? Does this really happen? But you're still fighting for it. I've been in that place in my life, and then you have to at some point figure out which way to go. So it was a real good struggle for this character, and unlike Rebecca, I want a lot of scenes. I want to be in every scene I can be in. So when I read them scripts and if I don't see a lot of Sims, I'm like, man, should I call Graham and ask him? No, but seriously, this is such a, man, it's been like the best creative experience, like film acting wise, that I've ever been a part of, from just the quality of the work, the writing, to the actors I work with, to, as you all talk about, the sets. I've never been on a project where so much detail is paid, and it's just real artists working at every level, in every place, whether it's hair and makeup, to set design, to the props, and people just really thinking things out. And I know really it does start with Graham and the team that he built, but man, we put together a hell of a team, man, and it's just like such, you know, at this point in life, you want to work with people who have good energy and you can learn and grow from and do great work, and it's such a pleasure to look. I'm looking at that scene like, I can't wait to see what's happening, because I haven't seen season 2. I haven't seen season 2, so.
We've talked about all these different aspects. We would be remiss if we didn't cover your composer.
Yeah,
For the show, so evocative.
And this is one of the things that we have such an incredible cast, and all of the people who, you know, there's so many of the actors. We could go down the whole list of people. It's, oh God, it's fun to write for Chinaza Uche and you know, Harriet Walter, and on down the list. But then in the music, I mean, one of the reasons that I think that clip, I hope it worked for you, was because of Atlee Orbison's music. And he was rightly nominated for an Emmy this year for season 1. And he's just, you know, just a great guy. But, you know, again, department after department, we feel like we're all in sync. And, but, you know, listen, we're pulling in one direction, and it's the direction that Hugh started. So we are always sort of trying to, well, does this fit in the silo world? Is this, and we've changed things. You know, Walker was a male in the book, and we made it a female. Made it a female? Yeah, it. Okay. But for the most part, we're just trying to pull in that direction of.
Which was actually guilt-inducing the first time I got on set. like I don't like putting anyone out. You know, if I don't want anyone to do a favor for me, and to see 200 people working to build this thing on my behalf. Like the first thing I said to everybody was like, I'm so sorry for causing all this fuss. But then they assured me they're having a good time, they're happy to be working on the show, so I feel less bad about it now.
And then he picked up a hammer and nailed in 2 of the steps on the big staircase. So,
I think we can start to take some questions from the audience. There's someone already at the mic.
Hi, my name is Chloe. I love Silo so much. I watched it with my entire family. They loved it too. Rebecca, you're my favorite actress, so I had a question for you. What part of the show left you feeling the most emotional or had the biggest impact on you?
Bubble, 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 bubble. Do you know what? I don't want. What? Oh, I thought I heard someone say. Sorry. Go again.
It's a hot mic.
I hear things. Move on. There are things in season 2 that left an enormous impact on me because of the emotional breakage that I have to go through. I can't give stuff away, but and there's a lot of difficult things I have to do in that season, which was tiring. I might have cried a little bit and thought, what the heck am I doing? Yeah. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to Comic-Con.
Thanks.
It's awesome. Hope you guys come back next season. Or, yeah, that's right. I hope so, please. Okay. So, question for everybody is, since tattoos are so unique to the characters in Silo, awesome rope tattoos, by the way.
Thank you.
And say something, and if they say something about them, like what tattoos would the characters you've written for or have played in the past would have?
While they're thinking, you know, you can go get Silo tattoos across the street, like just a few blocks from here. They have an activation going on. Am I supposed to say that?
sure.
Now.
Rebecca, just tell a little bit of the history of the tattoos and your choice. I mean, that was sort of a thing with Lou, our head of hair and makeup, and just the idea that people in the down deep might express themselves through tattoos.
Tribal.
A little more tribal. They have much more of an identity as the people in the mids don't think, oh, I'm from the mids, and the people from the up top, and we're from the up top. But down in mechanical, they're a little bit more bonded, and it got expressed through tattoos. He knows that Knox has a bunch on his neck.
Thank you, Graham. I think it was fun. We had so many conversations about what they would do, and I'm giving that to Lou and the team. But it was the steam. I mean, I don't know if you analysed and looked at them, but there's a lot of steam coming from them. So it's tattoos that's been breaking. It's a lot of whatever would have happened in the down deep, and also the sections within the down deep. They're also it's like, you know when they make films and we do languages, I'm not going to go into other movies, but there are other movies where you create a language and you create whatever it is. We've done the same with the tattoos, basically. And the rope thing came, which is not called a spaghetti tattoo, by the way.
I don't know who would ever say that, Rebecca.
We were just thinking about the rope, because she walks around with rope a lot, and we were researching. We found this mix-mash of things, and then she just designed it to help my muscles to look bigger, basically. I was like, let's just go around here, you know, the flabby bit. And then, no, that's basically it. We didn't answer her question, guys.
No.
No one has answered. I'm so sorry.
I had a cameo in episode 10, and I spent like an hour getting tattoos on my arms and grease and scars and all this stuff, and I had a backstory for everything in my head. And I get on set, and the director does one take, and then he comes out and gives me a long sleeve shirt to put on. Underneath that shirt was like a lot of work. It was actually in Knox's contract. I'm sitting on my arms crossed, like, we can't have two people with their muscles out.
I personally think everyone should have the ruler tattoo that I have on my left arm here.
Tell us about
Inches and centimeters. Thanks. Next question.
my name's Eric. This question is for Common or Rebecca. Since your characters are kind of at opposite ends of the political gamut in that environment, how did you guys approach the needs of society versus the needs of the individual, since you guys went opposite ends, to make it authentic and real?
Well, for me, I think Sims is really about the needs of society as far as he's always talking about the people of the silo. I have to protect the people of the silo. And once, one thing I realized in life is purpose. And once you got a purpose, that's Sim's purpose. So he's living by that purpose. And I think he has lived by that purpose and practiced it and did everything he could. But when it got to one moment where his family was in danger, that purpose kind of got broken up a little bit, and you saw the cracks in him as a human being. And what will you do? Like, if will you protect your family to save like a whole silo or a whole group of people? It was a real good struggle for me to have as an actor, and just to think about Sims in that way, like, because he'd been preaching that for the longest, like, and been living it. So he had to confront that at one point, and he went with his family. That's why he went back and tried to save his wife and his son. So, but that's the humanity that Adam is talking about, that I feel like, though people have looked at me and said, oh, Sims is a bad guy, which I never felt like he was a bad guy. I couldn't approach it like that anyway. You get to see why, and you get to see a human being in that, so I adore that.
There was one. Oh shit! I wanted to get that thing out about Hugh's books.
Yeah, sure.
But the advertising line for, was it the second book or the third book?
Yeah, if the lies don't kill you, the truth will.
And we love the ambiguity and complexity of that, because Juliet keeps on talking, wanting the truth, and you'll see in season 2, there's some problems that can come with that. It's not all easy. So we want to make sure that it feels real, even in this bizarre, interesting world of the silos.
The lies.
Okay?
Yeah, kind of rhyme with that. You said the lies won't kill you, the truth will. We want to make sure it stays real. These are the things that we feel. We came to Comic-Con, so we build. You know how it is, we on the West Coast. Shout out to our creator, his name is Graham Yost. I'm at Comic-Con, man, I can't fathom. Giving love to Hugh and of course Adam. You know I'm getting Adam calm at Comic-Con. My man named Solo, or better yet Steve Zahn. And this is how it is, yo. This is Rap Heaven at Comic-Con here on July 27th. And this is I believe in you. Yo, look out for Silo, it's coming season 2.
Aaron is gonna come take our seats. He said he's here to see you.